Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and of course Happy New Year. We are starting the year with a new tutorial, which is the Dorea vest. I didn't expect it to um, post this video, but after making the first sample of the vest and you guys were asking for a video tutorial or a pattern, so I said okay, why not. I did have to make another sample. This is the first one, which I did with leftover yarns. I used 3 strands of yarn. 2 of them were DK weight and one in a worsted weight yarn. And for the stripe, I used a medium weight yarn or worsted weight yarn and an 8mm crochet hook. This one I made it a bit longer, and for the second sample I said okay, I need to finish it fast, so let's just make it shorter this time. And yeah, so for the second sample I used this Wool Addicts Glory, which is something that I have left over from the Clio sweater, and the Soho yarn from Lang Yarns, which is a worsted weight yarn, and we will use in 2 strands held together. So for the stripes we are using the blue color, and for the bigger stripes we are using the this color for whatever yarn. We will start with an 8mm crochet hook. You will also need a 6.5mm OK size for the ribbing, and I'm working size small. You can find all the information about the final measurements of the vest in the description box, and we will start with 88 stitches. Soon after this video I will post the pattern as well, so it will be a pattern. I will write the pattern for it, but because I already finished the filming everything, I said okay, let's pause the video and then we will see when the pattern will be ready. After 88 stitches we will chain 2 as a turning chain, but this won't count as a first half double crochet. Then start in the 3rd stitch and work half double crochet into each of the next stitches. So the chain 2 at the beginning of each row won't count as a first half double crochet. We will work the half double crochet, the first one, into the 1st stitch. This is a simple pattern to work. Even if you're a beginner, don't worry, this will be something you can make. I forgot to mention that this piece over here, those 88 stitches, are for back and front panels together, because we will work the entire piece together up to the armpit, and then we will split into the front, back and front panel. The second row will be also in half double crochet. So we will chain 2 and turn, and then work half double crochet into each of the following stitches. And we will work in this color 4 rows in half double crochet. So these are my first 2 rows, and now I will chain 2 again and turn. And in the 1st stitch we will work 1 half double crochet and then half double crochet in each stitch to the end of the row. To make sure, if you're working with 2 strands of yarn as well, you can start one skein from inside and outside, or of course with 2 skeins at once. After finishing the first 4 rows, you need to change the color, so we won't finish the last stitch. We will finish it with the second color that we will want to use, and then we will chain 2 and we will start working half double crochet stitches. And with this color, these are the smaller stripes that we are making, and we will work only 2 rows. You don't need to cut the yarn, the previous yarn you used, because we will carry on the yarn on the sides of our work. Even if we will have those strands of yarn hanging, it's okay, because we will make a border, and with that we will hide those yarns that we will that will hang over there. So now, after the 2 rows with this contrasting color, we will just grab the yarn, the first one, and finish the last stitch, and then start working again with half double crochet stitches. So basically this 6 rows is the pattern repeat. So now we will work again 4 rows in this color, then we will change the color again and working the next 2 rows into the second color. And now, depending on how long you want the vest, you can work as many repeats as you want. For the leftover yarn, I work 5 pattern repeats. And for the shorter one, the one that I'm working on this tutorial, I just made 3. And now we will split into front, back, and front panel. We have 88 stitches in total, and we will work 20 stitches for front panel, for both front panels, then 42 stitches for the back panel, and we will add 3 stitches for each armpit. This you can adjust. If you started with more stitches or less stitches, you simply need to divide the total number of stitches by 2, and then you need to make sure that this number is divided by 2 again, because you will need to split it again for the front panels. And then with the armpit stitches, you can simply take 1-2 stitches from each side, each panel, and let a few stitches for the armpit. This is not necessarily, you can work right into, because you don't have a sleeve, you don't have anything, but simply I think that it's more comfortable to wear if you have those armpit stitches. So now we will start with the right front panel, and we will work the same pattern, only that into the first 20 stitches only. And yeah, this yarn is not cooperating with me, because it's difficult now to get it. That Soho yarn from Long Yarns has that big long skein, and after working from it is difficult to win the yarn. So now for the armhole depth, we will work 2 pattern repeats, so 12 rows, and then into this red color I will work 2 more rows. And then when we will join together the shoulders, we will have basically over the shoulder we will have 4 rows as well. So this is the front panel with the 14 rows, and now we will start with the back panel. And what we need to do here is to cut the yarn, both of them, because we will need them for the back panel. Okay, and now I was telling you that I'm letting for the armpit 3 stitches, so I will start the back panel into the 4th, and we will repeat the same pattern as for the front panel, the same 14 rows, only that this time into the next 42 stitches, the number of stitches that we have for the back panel. So I'm starting with chain 2, then into the same stitch we will work a half double crochet, because as I said, the chain 2 at the beginning does not count as the first half double crochet, and we will work 42 half double crochet for the back panel to finish the first row of the back panel. And we will repeat the same number of rows as for the front panel, so also 14 rows. And after finishing the back panel, we will let 3 stitches for the armpit, and then working the left front panel in the same way. So we will let 3 stitches, and then for the rest of the 20 stitches we will work into the same pattern, the same number of rows. So I finished all the sides, and also in one side I joined the shoulder stitches, but I will show you right away how I did that, so you can do it for yourself. We're not using a yarn needle or something like that. We will just use slip stitches to join the shoulders. But of course, if you prefer to stitch those stitches with a yarn needle, then you can do so. So now I'm making sure that I'm making the slip stitches on the same side as for the other shoulder. So I'm grabbing the loop, and then I will go through both sides and making a slip stitches. So one side, the other side, yarn over and pull it through to make the slip stitch. And we will continue like so until we will finish all the stitches. And now, after joining the shoulders, basically the vest is almost done. As I said, we will work a border, and we will start a ribbing, and the first one, the longest one, will be the one from the bottom, and then with the front side edges and around the neckline. So this will be in an entire piece, so one single round, and we will start in the middle of the back. It's not a preference, or if you want you can start in some other point, it's up to you. So we will rejoin yarn. Make sure that you are on the right side of the vest. The vest is looking the same on both right side or wrong side, so choose which one you want to be your right side of the vest, and make sure you're working on that one. And I'm working the ribbing, the border, into this blue color, but you can use the other one if you want. For example, into the first sample I just used the leftover yarn, so not the pink one, because I didn't have any. So we will work one single crochet into each stitch, and into the bottom corners we will work 3 single crochet to just go around the corner. So we will work 3 single crochets here, and then we will continue across the front panels. And here I'm always saying that it's depending on your tension, because not everyone is working the same tension. If you have one tension in width, it's not necessarily that you have the same one as me in length. It might be different. So I'm always saying that you can work these stitches across in the way that you feel comfortable with those stitches. They are perfectly lined up, spaced up, so that you like it. but I worked like 3 stitches per 2 rows. So for example, into the red section where I had 4 rows, I'm having 6 single crochet, and into the 2 blue rows I have 3 single crochet. So for one pattern repeat of 6 rows I have in total 9 stitches, 9 single crochet. But it's depending, just don't think about it and work the stitches as you wish and as you like them. You will have in mind that they need to be perfectly aligned, or not perfectly aligned, but in the way that you like how this edging is looking. And we will continue with the single crochet stitches all around until we will get to the starting point. And of course, into the other bottom corner, don't forget to work 3 stitches so you can make it nice and round. Okay, we finished this first row in single crochet, so now slip stitch into the first single crochet, and we will start the ribbing right now. And I choose the front post back post pattern, so I'm starting with chain 3, which will count as a back post, double crochet, and then around the next single crochet I will do a front post double crochet, and then going around the second stitch from back through front and making the back post double crochet. And we will alternate the stitches until the end of the row. If you I said that the chain 3 counts as a first back post double crochet. If you're not finishing the row with a front post, I don't think it's such a big deal, but you can work the last 2 stitches together if you want to finish with a front post. After the first row or round, we will switch to a 6.5mm crochet hook or size K, and we will work the same ribbing in front post back post double crochet. I'm choosing a smaller hook because I was thinking that maybe it will be I didn't want it to be too large. I wanted a tighter tension. I didn't try it with the 8mm crochet hook to see how it's looking. I just switched without thinking, but you can try using the same crochet hook. Now into the corner, because on the first row in front post back post double crochet we didn't work any more stitches into the corners, but here on the last row we will work 3 stitches into that corner stitch. So we will work a front post, a back post, and then a front post again. So 3 stitches around 1, and then we will continue with the same pattern, and in the next corner, the next bottom corner, we will work the same. So 3 stitches into that corner stitch. Okay, so this was the ribbing. Now we will work the same on the sleeves. We will start the same with the 8mm crochet hook, working around the armhole, a first round in single crochet stitches, and then for the next 2 rows in front post back post double crochet we will switch to 6.5mm crochet hook. So now if you want to make a cardigan using the same pattern, you can use the same method to just work the sleeves. Only that maybe if you want to start with the other color, then you will work the to start the pattern, the 6 rows pattern, you will work the single crochet stitch in the same color with the first color that you will want to use. So now I'm working here into the corner. This is not a stitch basically, but if I'm jumping to the next one, then it will have a small gap over there. So I'm choosing to work into that stitch, but working it together with the next one. And I will follow the same pattern with 3 stitches at 2 rows when working across, and we will work all around single crochet stitches. So basically, to have 3 stitches at every 2 rows, you will need to work between rows 1 stitch. So you will work into the round double crochet, half double crochet stitch, that is at the end of the row 1 stitch, and then between the rows you will work 1 more stitch. If you hear any noises, they are my cats who are joining me for this tutorial, and they are just playing around. Okay, so let's just continue and work this single crochet stitches around. You can use this row to hide those ends that you have. After finishing the row, we will slip stitch into the first single crochet, and then we will switch to the 6.5 millimeter crochet hook, because I don't mind if the armhole, this ribbing of the armhole is getting tight or smaller. It's okay for me, so I chose to use for both rows the 6.5 millimeter crochet hook. And we will work into the same pattern with front post, back post for 2 rows. If you want to make this border wider, you can work more rows into this pattern, or of course you can use any other pattern for this border. If you like some other pattern to use, or if you don't like this front post, back post stitches, then you can choose some other pattern for it. Again, the same. If you don't have an even number of stitches, so you're not finishing the round with front post double crochet, then it's okay. You can just simply either work the last 2 stitches together, or simply let them like it is. I don't think it will be too visible, so unless you are super perfectionist and you want your stitches to be perfect and have a perfect ribbing, then you can do so. Or you can adjust the number of stitches from the first single crochet round to have an even number of stitches. Now I will continue with the second round, and that's it. You should slip stitch into the 3rd chain this time, so the first 3 chains counts as first back post double crochet, and now we will repeat the same on the other armhole, and after that the vest, the sleeveless cardigan, it's done. You just need to weave in your ends and block it if you want. The yarn that I'm using, it's kind of good memory, so you don't need to do that. So I hope you liked this tutorial, and thank you so much for watching. And yeah, it's a good way to start the year. You can follow me on social media, and I will for sure let you know when the written pattern will be available. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.